Megan Hicks of I Run Far. I'm with Allie Mac. It's the day before the Broken Arrow Skyrace Ascent and a couple days before the 23K. You are a regular here at this race. I'm the newbie. Hey.
Hi. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I do feel like it's a little home turf.
Yeah, you've been at this race every year since 2021?
Yeah. Harley, my dog, has been here for 4 years, and then Paha has been here last year and this year. I did the Triple Crown my very first year, and I had never run that far. I've never run a 50K, and I had never run that far in 3 days. And I came out like not injured, which was a big milestone for me. And just like the people here in the mountains, I definitely fell in love with it. So it's been a staple ever since.
Amazing. I want to back up just a little bit and talk about your career with mountain running and trail running. You have been in the sport for over a decade at this point. I Run Far has been sort of watching you from afar. This is our first on-camera interview with you. So I would just love to hear, by the way, we do have a dog situation here with Allie's dogs, Paha and Harley, roaming around. So you might hear a little bit of that, but it's awesome. Yeah, tell us just a little bit about your now extensive mountain and trail running career.
Yeah, so I graduated from CU Boulder in 2013.
Okay.
And then in 2014 was my first trail races with Pikes Peak, and I made the US team that year. And yeah, so that was my first year making the classic team, and then I made it this year 11 years later, and it's so special to have like been around that long. A lot of people are mentioning it now, which makes me feel kind of old for a short distance, but I'm just like trying to remember that I'm not. But yeah, it's been so special to watch, especially seeing shorter distance get more attention now. I think it was, definitely ultras for a long time, and I tried the ultra, I tried the 50Ks, and I loved it. I did okay at it, but I made a decision after last year that I want to go back down to like marathon and below, specifically like 2-hour races is my sweet spot. And yeah, maybe I'll go back to the 50Ks, but it's been so cool to watch people too in the sport and watch them just all of us kind of grow up together. We see the young kids, we see people still around, and it's crazy to think it's been 11 years.
My favorite part about looking at your results is like a couple times you've crept up to like the 50K distance, kind of like the traditional trajectory for an off-road runner. They're like, okay, mountain running, shorter trails, ultra, and then it just keeps getting longer and longer. But I feel like you have crept up to the 50Ks, and then you've been like, whoop, nope, going
Absolutely.
back to shorter, faster.
And I think part of it was, I think we enjoy what we're good at, and I started to see a little success early in the 50K, and then it got harder. You think things usually, you get better at them, and for some reason it was getting harder. And the competition's always going up too, so that's a thing. But I realized I enjoy like redlining from the start, and
staying redline.
Yeah, and you can't do that necessarily and run well in a 50K. I mean, maybe we can with the right, with the right training and the right day. But definitely coming back to the shorter stuff. And again, I think with the talk in the sport, it's like when you get older, you lose speed, and you have to go up, and that might happen, and I'm sure it will at a point, but I don't want to let it happen yet.
You're ready to stay with the shorter and faster stuff.
Yeah, totally. And it's only getting faster, which is kind of scary, but also super cool.
You are keeping up just fine.
Thank you.
It was just 3 weekends ago that was the 2025 U.S. Mountain Running Championships. You were on the women's podium there. You qualified for Team USA to represent the U.S. at another World Championships. You're keeping up
thank you
just
for the
fine.
Reminder. Yeah, that was a super fun race. Knowing Anna and
this is amazing.
Anna and Lauren. So I've known Lauren for a very long time. I've seen her kind of grow up in the sport, and to know how fast they are on the track. I never really got to really live out my track years. I was injured a lot in college, and then I came straight into trail running, and so I never got to see what I could have done on the track. And so to see them have these blazing times, Olympic trials qualifying, and to be able to keep up with them, like that's enough for me to like feel confident and cool in my abilities. I'm like, yeah, if they can do that on the track, it's awesome to keep up with them on the mountains.
You keep coming back to Broken Arrow. Like you do a lot of different races. There's a couple different ones that you kind of like to repeat. Like I see Pikes Peak Ascent, Allie Mac there. That's your home turf. You live in Colorado Springs. And then there's this race that you keep coming back to too. What's
what
the
is
draw
it?
of
Yeah.
This? Yeah.
Like I said, it was so special my first year doing the Triple Crown. It was just a euphoric weekend. And then I got Harley a few months after that race. And then she came the next year and finished with me. And it was just, again, another euphoric experience. And yeah, just the people, I love the course. I love the village. It is growing in such an awesome way, but this year with it, like, you know, I mean, I start to feel old when I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like it as much. There's like too many people and things going on, but I know
like my sweet race is growing up.
Absolutely.
It's becoming a teenager.
Totally. But I couldn't be happier for the race directors. They've been so supportive and sweet to me since day one. And yeah, and it's a special place. Northern California is always fun to visit. And yeah, I don't have a direct answer, but it is. It's one of my staples. That and Pikes Peak and probably the Moab Marathon are probably my top three. Like, honestly, I like it way more than UTMB.
Yeah.
And, you know, and UTMB is so special in its own way, but I feel more at home at these races.
They're just different.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this weekend specifically. Tomorrow's race is the Ascent.
Yes.
It's a mountain running World Cup race, but maybe more importantly, it's a qualifier for Team USA in the uphill discipline to represent the US at the World Championships this fall. I'm sure you're here to chase after a team spot.
Absolutely. So yeah, I made the Classic 3 weeks ago, and I was having hip issues and almost didn't race. And my fiance Dylan was like, he reminded me, he's like, well, you have Broken Arrow, the uphill is your favorite. And in that moment, I'm like, no, I like the Classic. And then after that race, everything went well and stuff. But now I'm like, wait, no, the VK is my favorite.
Okay, I changed my mind
again. I know. But I'm oddly nervous. The course is shortened because of wind. It's 2 miles, which is so short. And I love to train on the incline, which is only a mile. And so I have that like 20-minute training block of like just going hard for 20 minutes. But I think I don't have quite the like leg power of a lot of the girls. Like I think they might have some speed on me. So the short,
TBD.
I have mixed feelings about the shorter course, but also because my hip kind of bothers me, I'm like, oh, shorter is better there. And it'll be, Dylan's gonna be able to ride his bike to the top. There's a lot of pros, and then the actual race, like, ooh, it's gonna be fast.
An extra long warm up tomorrow morning.
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
The shorter the race, the longer the
totally. I don't warm up for 50Ks really, but like a VK, yes.
You have triple crowned Broken Arrow before, and multiple times you've done both the Ascent, had a day off, and then also done the 23K on Sunday, which is what you're doing this weekend. The 23K is, for the second time, a really interesting race in that they're combining the Mountain Running World Cup and Golden Trail World Series together. So it's just combining talent and combining competition. Plus there's a bunch of like national level type runners from around the US and Canada who are joining the event too. Are you, I guess what I'm trying to say is like the 23K is gonna be pretty damn competitive on Sunday, but like tomorrow, are you going to be thinking only of tomorrow?
No, yeah, great question, because like I do think about it a little bit, because I noticed especially this year there's a handful. I feel like a couple years ago that's what everyone did. You do the VK and 23K. If you're not doing the Triple Crown, or if you either do those two or the 50K. And so I noticed this year there's a lot of people not doing the VK, but
you're like, oh, you guys are rested.
And so like, but honestly, like, no, this is what I do. I do the VK and that. Like, If I'm a little, I did notice one year, it was 2022, it was windy. Even we did go all the way to the top, but the tram was closed because it was windy, so we had to walk down. And that 4-mile walk down, like, I mean, we're all athletes, we can do it, but
You got destroyed by it.
feel like I remember thinking during the 23K, I just was like sore in weird spots, and I'm like, I think that was, I think that was having to walk down, and so we're gonna have to walk down tomorrow. It's only half the distance, but I might try to convince someone to ride a bike up for me, and
So
I
you
can
can just
ride
cruise down and rest your legs.
I mean, it sounds so lazy, but I've learned. I'm like, why would I do the same thing that I know I felt from before? But I definitely, I almost feel better doing both. I feel like tomorrow kind of breaks the nerves.
Yeah.
And to come,
Oh, that's a good way to.
yeah, and to come back to your point that it's Golden Trail Series, when I found that out, Golden Trail Series is another one of my, like, I just think the short distance, the competition, I just think it's so cool that Broken Arrow got it as a U.S. race. And I think of UTMB, if UTMB is the Olympics of our sport, Golden Trail Series is the X Games.
Ooh,
yeah, and
good
that pumps me up so much, just because I love running, I love trail running, but if I could have been like really good at like free skiing or something, I think that would have been just more cooler. And then seeing where shorter trail distance running has gone, it's so technical, it's so intense, it's wild. And I think Golden Trail Series has done a really good job of showcasing that and making it even cooler. And so to have my two favorite things combined is really special. And yeah, I want to rip the 23K, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think that's a great place to end it. All of your favorites combined into Sunday's race.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Best of luck to you tomorrow at the Ascent. Best of luck
Thank
on
you.
Sunday. Best of luck in your bid for a second spot on Team USA at the World Champs.
Yeah.